Hi, my name is Atif and welcome to 14th part of Real Estate App Development Series. In this part, we will pick the images for the property from camera and gallery. We will also handle the required permissions. Open the activity post.xml file. There is a text view. Pick images that will be clicked by user to pick the image from camera or gallery. We need to add the ID to this text view and ID will be pick images text view. Now open the post at activity.kotlin class again. We need to add click listener on that text view. Come at the end of on create function, binding dot pick images text view dot set on click listener. When user click this text view, we will show a pop-up menu with options, camera and gallery. For that, we are going to create a separate function, private function. Function name will be show image pick options. Now let's call this function in the click listener of pick images text view. And after that come again in the function. Let's create a simple log.d to print a simple message in logcat to indicate this function is called. After that we need to create an instance of the pop-up menu. Value pop-up menu equal to pop-up menu. This requires two parameters. First parameter is the context and the second parameter is the UI view over which we want to show the pop-up menu, and that is binding dot pick images text view. After that we need to add the menu item to the pop-up menu. Pop-up menu dot add. This requires four parameters. First parameter is the group ID and we will use menu dot none. And second parameter is the item ID, that will be 1. And third parameter is the order, that will be 1. And fourth parameter is the title of the menu item, that will be camera. Similarly, we have created another menu item with item ID 2, order 2, and title gallery. Now we need to show the pop-up menu using pop-up menu.show. After that, we also need to handle the selection of items, and for that we will do pop-up menu dot set on menu item click listener, which also have a parameter item, which is of type menu item. In last of this function, we need to return true to indicate the menu item is clicked. After that, we need to get the ID of the menu item that is clicked by user. Value item ID equal to item dot item ID. Now, based on this item ID, we will perform the action. We will use the when statement. When pass the item ID. First case will be item ID 1. This condition will be called when user click the option camera. And we also need to handle the second condition. And the item ID is 2. This condition will be called when user click the gallery option. Before picking the image from gallery or to capture the image from camera, we need to request the required permissions. Let's start by requesting the storage permission for gallery. For that, we need to create an activity result launcher, private value, name it as request storage permission equal to register for activity result. This will require a parameter that will be activity result contracts. Since we need to request a single permission, so we will use activity result contracts dot request permission. Now to handle the result of the permission, we need to create body of activity result launcher. Parameter name will be is granted, which will be of type boolean. If the permission was granted, the value will be true. If permission was denied, then the value will be false. Now we will show the value of is granted in the logcat using the log.d. We will concatenate the value of is granted with the message that is passed as second parameter. Okay, now we have created a condition if is granted, which will be called if permission was granted. In that case, we will launch the gallery intent, and else statement will be called if permission was denied. In that case, we will show a message to user that will be storage permission denied. Now we need to create another activity result launcher to handle the result of permissions for the camera. Private value request camera permissions equal to register for activity result. This time we will pass the parameter activity result contracts dot request multiple permission. After that we will create body of this activity result launcher. Now the parameter will be result. After that, we will print the result value in logcat using log.t. First parameter is the tag and second parameter is the message. We have also concatenated the value of result parameter in logcat. Now we will create a variable of type boolean with name are all granted with initial value true. This variable will become true if all permissions are granted. And to check if all permissions are granted or not, we have created loop for is granted in result.values. Let's initialize the variable or all granted equal to are all granted and is granted. This variable will become true only if all permissions are granted. Otherwise, it will become false. Now, on basis of this variable, we will create a condition if are all granted. This condition will be called if all permissions are granted. In this case, we will launch the camera and the else condition will be called even if a single permission was denied. So in that case, we have shown an error message to user using the toast. Okay, now come in the item selection. Let's handle the camera item selection. We need to request the permission first. If Android version is greater than equal to Android T, then we only need to request the camera permission. Otherwise, we will need to request the camera and storage permission. So let's check the Android version first. If build.version.stk int greater than equal to build.version_t. This condition will be called if Android version is greater than equal to t. In that case, we only need to request the camera permission. Let's create the array of permission that we need to request. Value permissions equal to array of manifest dot. Make sure to import the Android manifest library. Android.manifest.permission.camera. After that, we will remove the incorrect library. After removing the library, we can remove the Android dot. Now import the manifest library of Android. Now we need to request the permission using request camera permissions dot launch and pass the permissions array as parameter. After that, we will create an else statement that will be called if Android version is less than T. In that case, we need to request the camera and storage permissions. So let's create an array of permissions. Value permissions equal to array of first permission will be camera, manifest dot permission dot camera, and second permission will be storage. That will be permission manifest dot permission dot write external storage. Now we need to request these permissions using request camera permission dot launch. Pass the permissions array as parameter. Instead of request storage permission, we need to use request camera permissions. Okay, now we will handle the gallery item selection. We also need to check the same thing. If Android version is greater than equal to T, then we will directly launch the gallery. Otherwise, we need to request the storage permission. The if statement will be called if Android version code is either T or above. And the else statement will be called if Android version code is less than T. In that case, we need to request the storage permission. Value storage permission equal to manifest dot permission dot write external storage. After initializing the permission, we need to request the permission using request storage permission dot launch. Pass the storage permission as parameter. Permission pass the permission as parameter. So far, we have shown the pop-up menu containing the options of camera and gallery by clicking the Pick Images text view. We have also handled the permissions. Now we are going to create a function to pick the images from gallery. Private function pick image gallery. Now we need to call this function in the gallery menu item selection, pick image gallery. Now come in the request storage permissions and where if is granted we will call this function pick image gallery. Now come again in the function pick image gallery and create a simple log.t to indicate that this function is called. After that we will create an instance of the intent value, name it as intent equal to intent, and as a parameter we will pass intent dot action pick. Now we need to set the type of intent since we only want to pick the images. Intent dot type equal to intent dot set type, and the type will be image backslash static. To handle the result of image picker, we need to create an activity result launcher, private value, name it as gallery activity result launcher equal to register for activity result. And as a parameter, we need to pass activity result contracts dot start activity for result. Now we need to create the body of the activity result launcher and the parameter will be result. After that, we will call this gallery activity result launcher. Gallery activity result launcher dot launch. Pass the instance of intent as parameter. Now come again in the body of gallery activity result launcher. First of all, we need to check if user has picked the image or cancelled. Before doing that, we will print the value of result in the logcat using log.d. Now we will create a condition if result dot result code equal to activity dot result okay. This condition will be called when user has successfully picked the image from gallery, and the else statement will be called when user has cancelled picking image from gallery. So in case of if statement, we need to get the URI of the picked image value data equal to result dot data. Now we will initialize the image URI variable which we will define in class level private variable image URI, which will be of type URI and it will be nullable. So we will initialize it with the null, import the URI library. Now come again in the function and we will initialize the image URI variable with the URI of the image that is picked from gallery. Image URI equal to data. After initializing the image URI, we will also print the value of image URI variable in logcat using log.d. First parameter is the tag and second parameter is the message we want to show. And with the message, we will concatenate the value of image URI variable. And in else statement, we will show a message to user using toast. MyUtils.toast. First parameter is the context and second parameter is the message that is cancelled. Similarly, we will create another function to capture the image from camera. Private function. Name of the function will be pick image camera. After creating the function, we need to call this function in the request camera permission. If or all granted, in this condition, we will call this function. Now come again in the pick image camera function. In start of this function, we will create a simple log.t to print a message in logcat to indicate this function is called. After that, we need to create an instance of the content values to save the metadata of the image. Value, name it as content values equal to content values. Content values dot put. First parameter is the key and the second parameter is the value. And as a key, we will use media store dot media dot media store dot images dot media dot title. And as a second parameter, pass the value of the title. You can type any title for the image. Similarly, we will create the description for the image. Type any description for the image. Now we will initialize the variable image URI. Image URI equal to content resolver dot insert. As a first parameter, we will pass media store dot images dot media dot external content URI. As a second parameter, we will pass content values. Now we will create an instance of the intent to launch the camera. Value intent equal to intent, and as a parameter we will pass media store dot action capture image. Action image capture. Now we need to put the image URI in our intent, so the captured image will be saved in that URI. Intent dot put extra. As a key we will pass media store dot extra output, and as a value we will pass image URI. Now we need to create an activity result launcher to handle the result of image captured from camera. Private camera activity result launcher. Private value camera activity result launcher equal to register for activity result. As a parameter we need to pass activity result contracts dot start activity for result. Parameter name will be result. Camera activity result launcher dot launch and pass the intent as parameter. After that, come again in the camera activity result launcher, we will print the value of result in the logcat using log.d. First parameter is the tag and second parameter is the message. We will concatenate the value of the result parameter with the message. After that, we will create a condition if result dot result board equal to activity dot result. Okay, this condition will be called if user has successfully captured the image from camera. In that case, we will print the URI of the image in logcat image URI, and we also need to create an else statement which will be called if user has cancelled capturing image from camera. In that case, we will show a message to user using those. First parameter is the context and second parameter is the message, and message will be cancelled. After that, run the project in a real device or in emulator. While the project is running, copy the tag, copy, open the logcat and paste the tag here. So it will show only those logs which are printed using this tag. When the app runs successfully, open the profile section, click the post and add button, scroll down to bottom and click the pick images option, click gallery. Without picking image, go back, it will show message cancelled. After that, click the pick images option again, click gallery option. This time we will pick the image. After picking the image, it will show the URI of the image that we have picked. Now we will click the camera option, allow permission, capture the image, click OK, and it will show the URI of the image that we have captured. In the next part, we will show the images that we have picked from gallery or camera.